We're going to show what happens with an average Joe against a professional boxer.
Alright, mate. I've never been hit quite like that. I felt it hit the top of my head, and then I felt my legs just wanted to go. That was relatively horrid.
It was very cold, but at least the stars were out, and I'm thinking, well, let me just try and get comfortable before I die.
Right, so we are down here today with Aid, 12-2 record. He's literally going to give me a paste in for about 3 rounds. Thank you. For about 3 rounds, 2-minute sheet round. Yeah, let's see how we get on.
How you feeling, Joe?
Yeah, all right actually. It's just I'm like probably last time I sparred was like about 3 weeks ago. And it wasn't a very good spar, and it wasn't against a pro. So, yeah, several things we've got to be thinking about.
Listen, don't worry, you caught live today, right? Yeah. I've got golfer's elbow.
Golfer's elbow.
So you're all good. On my jabbing hand as well.
Oh, thank fuck, mate.
Round 1.
Yeah.
I know why we're doing the filming today. So round 1, I box and move, play about a little bit. You just do you, yeah? You box like you, I'll just play about. Yeah. You'll probably hit me, whatever. Don't worry about it.
Don't get too excited.
No, don't worry. You'll get one back.
Yeah.
But second round, I'm going to pressure you and press the issue. And the third round,
all out.
We're going to show what happens with an average Joe against a professional boxer.
All right, mate.
So immediately, I think I go pretty much straight to it. I'm kind of expecting him to set a level of pace, even though he said that he would go easy. I didn't realise. Maybe he was lulling me into a false sense of security, but how easy was going to go. You can see here, Aid is taking centre ring, jogging, just letting me do a lot of the work, letting me come to him. Not really doing micro movements, just sort of sussing it out. I don't think I connect with much. He's just playing. I'm laughing. I laugh there because I know he's not giving me anything serious here. He's just giving it a look, I think he's just seeing how much I take the piss in this sequence. And I'm pretty determined not to. I know whatever I do to him now while he's going easy on me, he's going to give to me later. So maybe I'm being a little bit more cautious than what I normally am. But as soon as he opens up, I don't want to give him that opportunity of thinking that he can just, even if they are light taps, I just don't want him to get too carried away with me. So I'm still just moving around, reaching, not getting to him. Maybe I'm telegraphing too much. These are things that as a boxer he can pick up easily, but me, I'm hoping and praying. He comes through with the right there. 2 jabs. I get a hit, I get a right there, and then wild miss with the hook. See, it's these little micro movements that he does. He's anticipating things before that I'm thinking of doing, but then he's already countering it. Blocks both easily. That quick little pace change. Still just making me think, making me stress.
Not so bad.
No.
I've scarred you with that body shot, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've scarred you with that shot.
Will you see me keeping?
Yeah, tucked. Anytime I look down there, I see the elbows go down straight away. But I'm coming at you. So you can stay there, or you can move. It's entirely up to you.
Alright.
You box how you want to box. Right?
Okay. That was me boxing how I wanted to box.
Yeah.
And that's him going easy, so.
I'm just pre-warning you, that was like...
That was like 2 out of 10. There was no power in your shot there.
No, I weren't.
Not at all.
No, but I'm not like I say, you know me, I've never been a liberty taker.
I get it.
So I'm anticipating a little bit more maybe I should have started by getting that in there, but I know I need to up the ante a bit. I know I need to move more. I'm anticipating a harder round for sure. Even with it just being 2 minutes for somebody like me, I'm not in the best of shape, and I know that he's. I feel like maybe I'm getting too confident. I feel like I'm doing kind of good. 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 I feel like I'm do Get some shots off there. None of these are phasing him at all. He's taken way worse. Oh, that didn't rock me, but woke me up obviously. Take some shots to the body. He's working around the elbows now, and I think he's just being a little bit more relentless. So the onus is on me, rather than catching up with him. The onus is on me now to keep moving, because he's just, as soon as there's a gap, he's finding it straight away, and that's what is different about amateurs. Not amateurs in the sense of amateur boxing, but amateur boxers. They're just things that you can't pick up on yet. We're having a laugh at the moment. Well, more at my expense, but we're having a laugh at the moment. Just sort of getting bits off. I'm on the back foot, trying to create some breathing space. Just trying to do a bit of work, but I know there's nothing I can do. Hits me with a good shot there. He's got this little tucked in Philly shell style that I don't really know how to handle. He's just, whatever he throws is connecting. Whatever I throw, he's dodging. And this is him going, I wouldn't even say half capacity yet. I shouldn't have taken them. I'm ducking my hands down. At this stage, I'm not knackered, but I'm getting tired. I am getting tired. Glad to see the end of that one.
Relax yourself a bit, let's start.
Yeah, I was anticipating you to come on strong.
Panic punching.
Just try to keep you off of me.
Yeah. And
But then because I slowed down,
yeah.
you just started smothering.
Right, I'll be a bit sharper now.
Okay, mate.
So now I know he's going to put a little bit more mustard on it, a little bit more sting. He wings that in there. He knows he can hit me. He knows that I've known Aid for a while, and he's not there. You may not think it, but he's not in there trying to hurt me. He's in there to try and teach me a bit of a lesson, granted, but I don't want to give him nothing. I want to at least finish the round out, try and give him something to think about as well, but he's breaking me down, he's changing the levels, he's going up, down, just with hooks. I've got no other choice other than to shell up, absorb some of the damage, try and come back with something, but this is just a walk in the park for him. Whereas me, I'm trying now. This is me trying. This is the extent of my skill. And I think this is more, all I can really do in this instance is get some respect from him. Even just taking the punches is still a level of respect, I guess. He's roughing me up, he's pushing me around. I mean, I'm definitely the bigger guy, just in weight. But he's being an imposing force. Nothing I'm doing is really getting through. It's him just having fun. He's changing it up now. I think he does just 3 jabs in a row. 3 crosses, sorry. And I'm just on the retreat now. Just on the retreat. He's holding the jab hand out, obscuring my view, and punishing me for it. Just keeping my hands down. He's just checking up on me there, making sure I'm all right. Thanks, Aid. He comes back with a body shot. I think I was fortunate that it ended there.
Well done. Fuck.
How'd you feel, mate?
I feel okay. Tired.
Well, I could throw with my right.
Yeah.
I couldn't throw a left. It was so shit. So like, I throw the right's a bit stiff, and I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't missing, but
I need to move my head.
yeah,
Fucking hell.
you're too tough for your own good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'll try and wait it out.
And it's annoying because usually I like to let my left rip, and I
I
can't.
think that would have done me. If you could.
Yeah, I know.
If you Thanks for today, first and foremost.
You're most welcome.
Thanks to Bill as well. That was relatively horrid. like every time I come and train with you, I say the same. Like I should train more, I should run more, and I never do. And it shows up when you're in the ring.
The thing is, you've got shape. Like, you know, you were going to be a carded amateur. You've been in a couple of different amateur boxing clubs, and you've been on that journey of going from the white collar and unlicensed scene over into the amateurs and doing it at that next level up. And you are ready to do it. You just never quite got the discipline outside. I don't even know if it's discipline, because when you have been in training camps, you've been very on the ball with it. I think just, unfortunately, life happens, and you know, I'll tell you more as we go through this, but man, the real sacrifices that boxing takes, people don't really understand.
And it's something that I, hand on heart, can admit that I'm never going to be able to do. It's just, it really, it turns from what's in a, they say you can't play boxing, and it turns what's a hobby into a lifestyle. 100%. And unfortunately, whether it is partially motivation, because if I really wanted to, I'd be running at 5 in the morning. Yeah. But I love to lay in.
Yeah. Yeah, you can work around that. It just means you've got to be up later.
Yeah, mate.
And train late.
Yeah,
and you've got to be willing to do that.
Yeah, yeah. You know? But like, as obviously with your experience, you were pro for how long?
Since November 2015.
And that was your lifestyle?
Yeah. I mean, it was very much before that as well, you know. I think, you know, I first started boxing, my amateur debut, I think in 2010 or 11, February, I think it might have been February 2011.
Yeah.
I had my first ever amateur fight, and it was at Lowestoft, in Pontins in Lowestoft.
Did you feel ready for it?
Yeah, I'd only been boxing for 6 months or so, yeah, about that. Maybe a little bit longer. I trained for maybe a few months, and then actually in an amateur club for 6 months. And yeah, no, I was ready for it. I was so excited. I thought, you know, I had a rough childhood, man. Rough childhood. I got bullied, had different things of abuse go on in life, and I had a rough time, you know, getting kicked out of schools, getting arrested all the time. I got sectioned when I was 14. You know, I had a rough childhood, and then I found boxing. I seemed to find my feet in boxing. I thought, well, here's a sport where, you know, whoever I'm fighting, it's a fair match. As in, they're going to be relatively similar experience or not. I didn't even care. I would have fought, in my first fight, I would have fought the ABA champ. I didn't even know what the ABAs were. I'd have gone, this is the best in the country at your weight. I was so deluded. I thought, well, I've always been picked on by bigger people and handled myself on my own against multiple bigger people, because I was one of the smallest in my year growing up. It's funny to say it now. I'm 6 foot and 13 and a bit stoned.
All right.
But
5'10" here.
I believe that didn't matter who I was boxing. Whoever I was fighting, if they were the same size as me, I could beat them all. Well, I quickly got humbled in the gym by a 15-year-old when I was 17. He was an ABA champion. And he beat me from pillar to post. And I mean, like, don't get me wrong, I weren't knocked down or knocked out by him. I was bigger and older and everything. But man, I was getting hit from angles I never even see coming. I thought, right, this sport is serious. And I fell in love with it. And then, I had my first fight. I was so excited. I was going, before warming up, this is my time. It's my Rocky moment. Like, I'm ready for this. Like, it was like my world title fight. This is my amateur debut, you know?
It feels like,
And I was like, yes, I'm so excited. I remember I was meant to box a month before that, and no opponent showed up for me. And I cried my eyes out. I was 18, I'm crying. I was so angry and frustrated that I didn't have a bout.
But you put everything
but I was like, I've been doing boxing now for 15 years.
Jesus.
You know, for 15 years. It's one of them ones, it's like, it's half my life gone to a sport, you know? And
I think that's sometimes the harsh reality of the sport. Everyone's trying to climb the ladder. Everyone's trying to move on to the next bigger and better thing. There's so many people that do it, and there's so many boxers who fall through the net. There's only a select few that make it to that end level.
Such a small percentage, a small percentage. It's such a cutthroat sport. It ain't like anything else. But that's also where you get the thrill and the buzz from it. I mean, like, now I guess is the prime time to let everyone know that I am, sadly, not to my desire, but I'm now retired from professional boxing. As it stands, this might be a permanent thing. Hopefully not.
Hopefully.
But due to a severe car crash I had last year, despite being physically and mentally okay, it was deemed in my best interest to retire. So you know, that's a decision that...
Was that potentially from injuries you sustained?
No, I was physically cleared. It was just, I don't know, it was the board's decision, and I have to respect what they say, and you know, they've offered me something pretty cool to get involved in professional coaching, and down the line professional management, and you know, they were avenues that I wanted to look at anyway. You know, I've been coaching boxing almost as long as I've been fighting.
Aid's coached me for a short amount of time.
A good few years now.
Yeah, no,
on and off.
Yeah. To be fair, yeah,
probably like four
coming
or
on
so
to
years
4 now.
Yeah.
And well, yeah, he's taught me how to take a punch, mainly by punching me. But yeah, it's always been enjoyable. So if you are in the younger area and you fancy some coaching, or you fancy getting into boxing, TW1, hit up Aid.
Boom, I appreciate that.
No worries, man. What was your proudest or most iconic fight?
That was my Southern Area title fight, despite not winning. You know, I'll talk into a bit more about that, but
yeah,
the whole 10-round experience, you know, I've done it in sparring, I've done 15 rounds, I've done 18 rounds in sparring before.
Nothing compares to when you're actually fighting, though.
In the ring with the crowd there, you zone out from everyone. You can hear everyone, but you can't hear everyone. Like you do in most of your fights, but there's more to it. It's a title fight. You know, you win this, you are champion. You know, that belt is yours. You know, you've got all these thousands of people in the crowd going nuts, and they're all going to be on your dick afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, but not just that. It's a lifetime achievement. You know, it's your career has built up to this point. You know, it's a lot to take on, and when you're in that ring and you're in the fight and it starts getting hard, things come into your mind that shouldn't, but it happens to a lot of people.
Yeah, I bet.
Thinking, wow, like I'm here, like this is happening, you know, like
taking you out of the moment.
Yeah, and that can only come with experience, and sadly for me, my career got cut a bit short, so I haven't got the experience to have more of those fights.
Of course.
But you can find yourself like not reflecting on life, but almost reflecting on life.
What, whilst in the fight?
Whilst in the fight, yeah. And then there's the other part where you're super focused, like you're ready to get them out of there, and all sorts of things can go on. You know, if you made weight in the wrong way, like you were going to feel that midway through the fight, and your body is going to be suffering.
Yeah.
But there is no quitting you, so you won't let yourself get beaten out of there, knocked out. You will go out on your shield. The only way you're going out of that ring is if you're carried out of it. Do you know what I mean? Or the final bell was rung. You know.
So in regards to that, then, what do you think by like people like Daniel Dubois, who would take a knee, who made an assessment in that moment and thought, I'm out? Was he out? Well, I don't know if he was outclassed. I think he just took too much punishment to that eye with Joe Joyce.
He was young.
Well, and with Usyk as well, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, look, he did the right thing long term for his career. Right, he really did, and I'll say that I like Daniel as well.
Yeah,
he's a nice lad. He done the right thing for his career in the aspect of, you know, he'd broken his eye socket. He was getting outworked.
Because you must feel that.
He must have been in agony. You feel it, but the pain becomes a bit irrelevant. You know, like I've fought with a broken wrist. You know, I've fought with golfer's elbow, which I currently have again.
Yeah.
You know, I've fought with a shoulder that kept dislocating in the amateurs. You know, I was basically fighting left hand only. You know, I fought with diarrhea, fought with a flu. You know what I mean? I boxed it as an amateur, I boxed with appendicitis. You know, it takes a lot for us boxers to not get in the ring.
But I think that's the commitment, you know, that a lot of people don't know. A lot of people do duck out, whether it's nerves, whether it's situational,
Don't I know about that?
Yeah.
Well, it's 22.
I mean, there's no real way around that, but it's admirable to see the lengths that you'll go to just to put a fight on. Because ultimately, yes, it's a sport, but like it's entertainment as well. Not to trivialise what boxers are doing.
Yeah.
But like if you're there and like you've built up all these nerves and this anticipation just for someone to go, I don't feel it.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. I saw it happen to Reese a few times.
Yeah.
It's that.
But you know, like
it's brutal.
It's brutal.
It's brutal.
But that's what
boxing
separates you from whether or not you should be in this sport or not. You know, those who are willing to do anything it takes to compete and to carry on have got the right mindset to be in this sport. I mean, pre-COVID,
My boxing career was unbelievable. Okay, I'd only lost one fight. You know,
So that was to say, like, that's the peak.
Yeah, that was the peak. I was 10-1 before COVID. Going into
That's good though.
yeah, I was 10-1.
I'll be happy with that.
And I was going in for an English title or English title fight or final eliminator. I think it was a final eliminator, and I think they chanced it to get it for the actual English title, and that was what I was going to fight for on the weekend lockdown started.
Right.
Right. But before that, I had a record of 10 wins and 1 loss, 3 knockouts, and yeah, I was high flying. I had the love of my life that just moved in, just opened my new gym. Down at Sugar Ray's in Brentwood.
Yeah.
I had a buzz about me. I was regularly doing 150, 170 tickets to a fight.
Jeez.
You know, I'd sold so many tickets for that one, and like everything was good. I had like, you know, my personal life, my relationship, my financial life, everything was in a good, like was in a right good place. I took 1 loss, which, you know, it still hits me a bit because why I lost. I mean, look, I'm never one to make excuses, never have been. You know, the better man won on the day and all that. Like, I got outworked, but you know, the prep for that fight was different. I was meant to be boxing a lad who was 11 stone 10, so I ate up to the weight.
Yep.
3 days before, the guys pulled out, so there's only one opponent. Former Southern Area champion, Chimani Camero. And I'm told on the phone, this guy's 10 stone 7, so you can't come in a pound over 11 stone. I'm like 11-10 now. I'm like, shit. All right, cool. So I'm eating nothing but grapes and drinking water for the next 3 days, and I'm basically sleeping all day because I can't even do my job at work because I have no energy when I ain't eating.
Yeah.
Absolutely knacked, but I'm gonna make this way. Like, I knew Jimani and I liked him a lot, and I thought, I can't come in a stone overweight. 1, it's a liberty. 2, like, I'm already coming in half a stone heavier than him. Like, that evens it all out. Even though I'm gonna be a bit zapped, I've got the weight. Anyway, my man's coming at 11-4, 11-5. I've not eaten for days. He's boasted about having 2 takeaways the night before. Bruv, I didn't fucking eat the night before.
Yeah, man.
I didn't eat the night before. I was there in a hot bath, sweating, you know, and then I got in the ring after I've obviously rehydrated after I weighed in, but all I could eat was a vegan falafel wrap because I could not stomach more than that to eat where I hadn't eaten probably
Sit
for
too
3
heavy
days.
on you.
Yeah, and it made me sick.
Yeah.
I remember coming back in my stall after the first round, just drenched in sweat, absolutely drenched, dripping, like, felt like I was gonna die, man. Honestly, I felt like
You knew it was
shit.
off. Like, you knew.
Got back up, second round, this guy's coming at me a million miles an hour, and I'm bearing in mind, I have paid this guy £3,000 fucking pounds.
To weigh in on you.
Like, I'm being told this guy's going down the journeyman route. He's got a record of 6 wins and 3 losses, so I'm thinking, well, he's not going to be overly ambitious. I know it's naive to think that, but like, I might be a bit drained, but this guy's not really in it.
You could have it.
Man, this guy's throwing every punch under the sun to the point he gassed, and I come on stronger towards the end of it. And I thought I'd done enough to nick a draw, but he outworked me and got the win. But liberty. The whole thing was a liberty.
And that happens a lot.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, man.
So, like, for me, if you're the prospect, pay £100 fine if you're coming a little bit overweight. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you're the prospect. Know who you are and take ownership of that. You've sold all the tickets. If it fucks up, fine. You're not getting paid. The promoter's not getting paid. You walk out there. And I wish I would have had that. I was more like, oh, fuck. I've nearly sold 200 tickets. I need to get in the ring, blah, blah, blah. I got out of the ring, my heart was around 160, 170 for half an hour after the fight. Where
So much strain on your body. Fucking Jesus Christ.
But then I was sweet. I went out, enjoyed my night with my friends, you know.
As you do.
My new girlfriend at the time was there with me, you know, and she cheered me up a little bit.
Yeah, I bet.
So like that was what it was. I then come back, got a first round stoppage, and I was 72 kilos. I was 2 kilos heavier than what I weighed in before.
Jesus.
And all of a sudden it was like, I was like a new man.
You
got
felt
this
good.
guy out and around.
Yeah,
Like,
nice.
And like he come at me, I was going to carry him through the fight. He come at me, threw an overhand right, and I thought, yeah, cool. You've made your bed, now lay in it. You know, and that is that.
That's what you do though.
Yeah.
You've done it with me, even though you're not going full pelt, I know. When we sparred, you'll let me get some work off. I'll get a bit of confidence because I've hit him, and then he'll look at you, and he'll be like, you fought, and then he'll come back with something nasty. You'll see it in the sparring. I bet you've done it then as well.
A few more things in my life, in my personal life, came. Like another fight I was meant to have with Paul Brown got cancelled, and I was, and I had lots of demons that I was still battling from the lockdowns, from my childhood.
Of course.
And on, I guess, Boxing Day going into the next day, the 27th, it was on the actual 27th, but it was on the night of Boxing Day, I thought that, you know what, life wasn't worth living anymore, and I decided that the best solution was to try and remove myself indefinitely, and that's how I had my car crash, and yeah, I remember everything. I remember hitting the lorry. I remember every smell, sound, every bit of glass that went across my face. I've never been winded like it. It's safe to say.
So you were conscious after impact?
Yeah, mate. I didn't have no head injuries. 85 miles an hour into the back of a Arctic lorry. And lucky to be here, man. And I just remember after it, just thinking, taking a few deep breaths, thinking, wasn't meant to feel this, but okay, let's go. Then I didn't, and I was like, oh, it hurts. Bent the door open, because the door was all bent, so I had to bend the door open, my fingers hanging off, my thumb's cut open, my legs sliced open, my face is all lacerated and bleeding. And I've just got this pain in my stomach. I can't walk, my legs ain't working. I'm on the floor now. I've crawled out of my car, crawling through glass, and I'm trying to wave down a car to help me, and the cars are just driving through the debris. Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Yeah, driving through the debris, and just like they can't see what's happened. And I'm just looking up, and at least it was very cold, but at least the stars were out, and I'm thinking, well, let me just try and get comfortable before I die.
Just making peace with the situation.
I've just got to try and come to terms with it. I was thinking, I fucked up, but, you know, like, I've made everything worse, but look, now's my time. Oh no, the pain's kicked in again. I don't want to die. So I'm trying to wave down cars, and I'm just watching them drive past, and I'm plotted up against my car like this, and then this Polish couple were pulled over, and they're in nothing but pajamas. It's 4 in the morning. And they've put their hoodies on me to try and keep me warm. He's called the ambulance, got the ambulance there. You know, police have turned up. The first thing the bastards done was stick a breathalyzer in my mouth. Of course I wasn't drunk, but I'm about to die. And the first thing you think to do is put a breathalyzer in my mouth. I can't even breathe, me. Get me a blanket. Do you know what I mean? Have some fucking humanity about it.
Yeah.
And then the ambulance has by a miracle turned up. Because they were saying 9-hour wait initially, at which point I'd be dead.
Yeah, of course.
And then I've gone into the hospital, they've scanned me, they found that my bowels were severed, and I'd had internal bleeding everywhere else on my abs.
Fuck.
However, not a single broken bone, no whiplash, no concussion.
How the fuck?
Then I've had the surgery, I've died for a bit, been in a coma. They put me in the coma. And then a couple of days later, I wake up and like I'm in ITU. But they didn't give me no stoma bag or anything like that, which thank God they didn't. And they removed 20 centimeters of my bowels, and it's been a road to recovery since. Sadly, not to the glorious comeback, but I think God works in mysterious ways, and
this is what you're supposed to be doing.
And I think so. You know, I've been coaching at all levels for years now. You know, after my first season as an amateur, I went up for my level 1 amateur coach's badge, and I was assisting my coach Gordon in the corners ever since. You know, Gordon Charlesworth is another, but all my coach...
That guy. That guy.
Legend, isn't he?
Yeah, mate. He's no nonsense. He doesn't let you like.
Nah.
He don't care whether you're just doing it for a bit
Listen,
of fitness.
if it weren't for Gordon, he was my first ever boxing coach. And if it weren't for Gordon, I'd be in prison.
Really?
I was a nightmare kid. I was a nightmare kid, and he
I've
really
got so
helped
much
straighten
respect
me
for him.
out.
So much respect.
You know,
for him.
I was, you know, mental health tapped me nut. He really helped me through it, helped me try and stay focused on boxing. I won the British University Championships under him.
Yeah,
You
nice.
know, I had some great experiences. We had a really good team. You know, I met some of my best mates in the world. Like, you know, out of our little Essex bubble, like me and Dan Aziz were the ones that went on and turned pro and went on. And look at where he's at now. And
Yeah,
I'm
mate.
pretty proud of him, man. Fucking, that's unreal what he's achieved.
Gordon speaks highly of you as well, man, which is nice.
He's like another dad for me,
nice.
you know. That's what my boxing coaches are like. They're like, it's like
Other father figures.
Well, it's like I've got 3 extra dads through boxing, you know, which is amazing. But
I think you're like my older brother, even though you're the same age as me.
yeah, exactly. But it's more like that.
Yeah, innit?
But although you've probably got more sense.
Nah.
But
I wish.
But yeah, no, I started assisting coaches. I was running the classes with him down the university. You know, we'd have 60, 70 people in a class. And then I started developing a bit of a knack for coaching. And, you know, I've had I've probably trained 9 or 10 ABA champions now.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
And
The proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
yeah, and it's something I always had a bit of a knack for. And I think my calling has always been to there. I've been in them big fights and I've had a taste of what it's like boxing, like pre-COVID, boxing at top level, and post-COVID, boxing at title level, you know? Pre-COVID, I fought at the O2, I fought at the Brentwood Centre, I fought behind the cameras, the lights and everything like that. Post-COVID, I fought for a title where I headlined the show, and, you know, where I was main event. I've been main event a couple times now, and pre-COVID, I won an international challenge belt. Post-COVID, I fought for the Southern area. I fought the O2 before COVID. You know, I've had a sick career. I've boxed from welter all the way up to cruiser. As an amateur, I boxed at lightweight all the way to super lightweight. And also super welterweight, which was welterweight, 69 as an amateur. Like my boxing career has all been senior, has never been as a kid.
Yeah.
I trained as a kid, but never fought as a kid. I've only ever fought men. And I fought, I've never been stopped or knocked down. And I've fought from 61 kilos up to 14 stone 4.
Jeez.
And won in all those weights.
Yeah.
In between. So I've had a proud career, you know. I've shared the ring with unified world champions like Josh Taylor, or former unified world champions. People like even Carl Frampton, Dan Aziz, Lawrence Okoli. I've been in there, Denzel Bennett, man, the failed twins, they're up and coming. Man, if I was to name my fraternity of brothers in arms, the list is too long.
Yeah, of course.
You know, someone like one of my boys, Khan Hawes, who was in here today, you know, sparring partner for years, you know, Taylin Jones, someone as well early in my career, Scott Douglas before my debut. There's so many blokes that have been so pivotal to the career, and it's like a real fraternity amongst those boxers.
Yeah, man.
And it's weird, I feel a bit like I'm out of my identity, but the beauty is I wasn't just a boxer. I was also coach.
You're carving a new identity.
And I feel like now, the way that I'm coping with no longer being a fighter is the fact that, you know, I've been addressed as coach for as long as I've been addressed as a fighter, but the last few years, it's predominantly been coach.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'm just gonna roll with that, and I'm hoping that these boys that I'm training now are gonna materialise and go on and win big things. You know, I've got some prospects. You know, Reese, we talked about earlier, yeah? Came to me 18 years old, 95 kilos, overweight, couldn't punch it. If you put a fly, couldn't crack an egg.
Nah.
The guy couldn't crack an egg. Right now, this guy is a handful. He's an absolute monster in the ring. He's won 4 out of 5 bouts this season, won a London belt and won the Nationals.
He's just relentless. He's just relentless.
Throws about 400 punches around.
And then moves.
If he's being lazy.
Yeah, right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
I can remember,
take a
mate.
sledgehammer to the face. He's scared of no one. Will get in the ring with absolutely everyone. And to be a part of people's journeys like that means the world to me. And
Yeah, he's come on so far.
And now I'm looking forward to that side of the journey, you know?
I remember sparring him all the way back when we were both going to Box to Burn.
Yeah.
That's where I did my first white collar. And no, yeah, it was. But he was better than me, but I felt comfortable.
Yeah.
Now, he moves too much. He does too much.
He's a nightmare.
He throw punches from
Yeah,
all sorts of
he's an
angles.
absolute
Last time I
nightmare.
saw him fight, I was like, do you know what it was for me? It was that realization of that's what you could have done if you'd have stayed at it.
Yeah.
And that's
because you had the
evident.
you had the same sort of mental attributes. You have that relentlessness. You've always had a bit of a natural, relaxed approach to boxing, which is fundamentally important. You've always understood that using your jab is crucial. You shaped up really well. You just never were disciplined enough on the weight perspective.
Still ain't.
Yeah.
Still ain't.
But that was you, like, and
But I think like you're saying that I found my place in boxing.
Yeah.
It's just I'm just doing it
there's nothing
for a sport. I just enjoy it, but like I'm never going to become anything bigger than that, and I'm happy with that.
But that's great, and it's really good. You know, the hardest thing is a lot of people delude themselves in this sport. Like, man, I would have loved to have gone. I'm gutted that I never got. Like, right now, I feel the best I've ever felt.
Yeah.
I'm sparring better than I've ever sparred against some of the best boxers in the world.
Well, even just what you were doing with Bill.
Yeah, like I'm feeling the best I've ever felt.
Good.
The smartest I've ever felt in a ring. And I'm gutted that I won't get to display that. But you know what?
You can display it.
I'm being called to do something else.
I want your opinions and predictions on AJ and Ngannou and Fury and Usyk.
Right, so AJ and Ngannou. AJ, this is a tough one. Right, AJ should stop him. Right, really should stop him.
I hope he does.
Should stop him, and I hope he does. It's good for boxing if he does. I like Francis Ngannou. I rate him as a person. I rate him as an athlete. He has got incredible punch power. So what we're going to find out in this fight was Fury really taking him for granted. But being a good man, didn't say that in the interview. Just said, yeah, he beat.
Square.
Fury did beat him. 96-95. I had it.
Yeah.
That's how I had the scores, or
yeah.
95, 94, one of the two. I can't remember. I did the maths. Can't be asked to do them again. And that's how I had it by 1 point. I had Fury winning. I had Ngannou winning 4 rounds, including the one that he had the knockdown in, and Fury winning 6, so that had him winning by 1 point. So, did Fury really take him for granted, or is Ngannou just this specimen?
I think it's
maybe a little bit
of both. It is.
But here's the thing, AJ is a bit chinny. Like, AJ's got a seriously dangerous punch power. He's an incredible athlete. But Ngannou has got freakish punch power, and AJ can't recover from a knockdown. So he can take a punch up until the point he's knocked down. If you knock down AJ, it's game over. But if he stays on his feet, he's fine. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, Amir Khan had a fantastic chin, even though everyone says he's chinny. He took some major,
big shots.
world-class bangs off of Maidana
Yeah.
and others, but he was one that when he was knocked
When he
down,
actually got put down,
he just couldn't really recover from
He shut down.
knockdowns.
Yeah, mate, yeah.
And some people are like that. We're all built and wired differently. Tyson Fury's been dropped plenty of times throughout his whole career and always sprung back up to his feet, you know?
Every time.
Like, every time he springs back up.
Mate.
Jesus resuscitated him in the first Deontay Wilder fight.
He did.
You know, I sold Jesus, you know what I mean?
Literally.
He literally got up and it was mad. So, I think AJ should win it, but anything can happen in boxing, and Ngannou can punch. If he lands, there's that chance, but I think AJ is going to put it on him, and he might be just that bit too cute. And I don't know if Ngannou will be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
That's that one. Fury Usyk. I think Usyk is something special.
Yeah, do you think he'll do it? Do you think he'll do it?
If the Fury that turned up against Ngannou turns up, Usyk schools him.
But I think that's not going to happen.
But if the Fury that turned up for Wilder turns up,
Yeah.
Fury beats him. But I don't know. I don't know if Fury's tactic of jabbing, then leaning on him to tire him out is going to work. Because I don't know if Usyk will be there
too tied down.
To be like laid on, and I don't know how Fury's going to cope with someone who has got quicker hands than him.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting. I can't really call that one. That was a 50-50. You know, a year ago I would have probably said Fury, but now
Seeing a couple of
seeing a few
chinks in
things,
the
and
armour.
also Usyk looks a lot stronger now.
He does.
But then he is vulnerable. He can be hurt, but
To the body.
to the body. But he doesn't. Fury doesn't hit as hard as AJ, I don't think.
Do you think? Well, or Dubois.
And Usyk held bangs off of both of them. So you know, like we'll see that one. We'll see.
I'm saying AJ, Usyk. That's my prediction.
I think you're probably not far wrong, but
I don't
but
want
what
to
you
see
say,
a third
it
fight.
might be Ngannou Fury.
Yeah, true.
It's plausible. It's
True.
in the other way. You know, so we'll see. Boxing's gonna be exciting.
That's
Boxing.
thank you for your time, man.
Anytime,
It's
mate.
been a pleasure to come down and see you again and get punched up a bit.
Likewise.
Yeah, mate. And look forward to doing.
You'll
maybe-
be happy with the sparring when you watch it back. You
I'm
know?
sure I will, mate. Do you mean? It's almost, yeah.
Almost. It's a podcast.
That's what we're counting on. He's on it.
Check 1 2. Hold tight one of the Ravens. Inside TW1. We're out on a Friday night. Live sparring inside the place.
And that's Phil, who we also got to thank as well. Cheers, mate. Let's come down. But yeah, we'll get you on something else another time.
100%.
Cheers, mate.
100%.